Daniels, your second home game here today, a 6-4 loss against Western Michigan. Can I get your thoughts from this game?
Yeah, obviously it was like a tale of two games. We came out great, built a 3-0 lead, and then, from there on, it was not a lot to cheer about. Um, it's excuse making, but the reality of the situation was this was our fourth game in 8 days. Um, you know, Western didn't play last night, and you could see as the game went on, they had more jump than we had, and we just, we weren't. Once we fell behind, we weren't able to have the pushback you need. We just didn't have the energy, and then Nardecchia got hurt early in the first, and that forced me into double shifting Dirks and Schleppy on the left wing. And Schleppy, what's his fourth career game, 4 in 8 days. He's a freshman. It was, he just ran out of juice, and he's on the power play too, and I was using him, and same with Dirksy. So, I'm not going to hit a panic button. I saw some good things early, and I saw some good things late. I like the fact that we stuck to it. We really primarily stayed out of the box. I don't know how many we took, just a few penalties as in comparatively. I thought we did a pretty good job of staying out of the box. And I really was appreciative of the effort and the fact that, when we fell behind late, you could tell with a couple minutes to go, it was going to be pretty tough to get three. The guys didn't, nothing chippy. They just kept playing hard and right to the end and scored another goal. So I think there's enough good things I'm seeing to feel pretty good going into Monday's practice. I think this week we're going to have to, early on or at some point, we got to throttle back a little bit because we do have three guys out in our top three lines in Pokorny, Ergang, and now Nardecchia out with injuries. Plus we have a fourth injury to Austin McCarthy, so we got 4 forwards out. And, we might need to back off just a little bit right now because the guys that are playing a lot of hockey, and they need a bit of a blow. And the way the games got stacked up, we played Saturday, Sunday, then turn around and play Friday, Saturday, and the way they're stacked up now kind of lends itself. And we're playing a ton of freshmen. We got Connor McGrath playing a ton of minutes, Schleppy playing a ton of minutes. I see good things out of Shouty too as a freshman. So those guys need a bit of a blow. I think they do. Now, McGrath obviously scored 2 goals tonight. I think that's a sign of things to come. He's a good hockey player, and he's got a good head for the game. But, again, he's only 145 pounds, and, for him to score 2 and see as much ice as he has in the last week it says a lot. And then last year's CCHA Rookie of the Year and Bradley Merrick, he had 2 goals tonight. That was good to see him now get on the scoreboard. So there's some good things there. And then there's plenty to work on, though. There is.
So, Coach, you talk about those good things, and how do you, going into next weekend, focus on those things in practice this week to sort of build some momentum?
Well, one of the things that we were really pushing this week is to be more aggressive in a lot of different areas. In our defensive zone coverage, in on the forecheck. And I think when we saw that early, it really looked good. And it's a work in progress. But as we got tired, you can't, you can't be as aggressive as, you're aggressive, but you're slow aggressive. And that's not a good combination. But at the same token, I didn't want to just start laying back either to conserve energy. I thought it was more important. We want to play a certain way right now. I think we've got the skill set to do it. And so we'll keep encouraging that. Now we're going to have more work in progress in the defensive zone. I think more work needs to be done on our forecheck. And then life after the forecheck, meaning when we do come up with possession, we've got to find a way to possess it more. And I think at times we look a little stagnant in the offensive zone. It's kind of one and done, and they're out of their end. And we've got to find a way to have some possession time in the offensive zone so we have less time in our end of the rink. It sounds easy, but it's, we got to do it. But it starts with us being more aggressive in our defensive zone so we're not stuck in there as long as we have been.
After Logan's performance last night, what were your thoughts about your keepers tonight?
Yeah, well, Noah, when they started going in, I think the fourth one went up in the air and behind him. That's kind of a fluky goal. I don't fault him. No, the fourth one was the one-time shot from the side. That one is probably one he'd like to have back. Kind of squeaked to his arm and his body, and that's a save he would normally make. But I've seen enough out of him in practice to know he's really good, and tough job for Logan after playing last night, having to come in cold for the third period, but I thought he did a good job too. But right now, I think our goaltending is I'd grade that A- right now in the year. And we just got to get our team play up to that same A- category.
Coach, you talk a lot about playing in your own zone, and tonight it looked like it really hurt because shots were against you nearly double at one point. What's creating this issue, and is there any way you see to solve it?
Yeah, the issue I think is playing too conservatively at times. I think the guys, it means a lot to them. They want to win, and I think they get to the point where they don't want to get. You want to play inside around the net, which is great. That's where you got to protect. But then they're reticent to get on the perimeter and pressure the puck to create turnovers so we can get out of our end. And when we do, it seems like it's one guy, everybody else kind of lays back, then the puck gets moved, and then we make the adjustment. And it can't be that. It's like once it looks like there's a puck in question or we got a guy, then we've got to press the perimeter harder. And it's just a matter of changing the mindset a little bit and how we approach it. In the last couple of years, we haven't had the goaltending we have now. And I think there was a little bit of, we were a little conservative just to try to protect our goal even more. Now we've got the good goaltending. I think we can blow some coverages by being overly aggressive and have our goalies erase that mistake for us more than we in the past. And so I think it's just changing the mindset. Let's be more aggressive. Let's get on the puck. Let's create those turnovers, and let's get out of our end. Because otherwise we're going to just be blocking shot after shot and stuck in our own zone, particularly in second periods. If you can't get out of your end in the second, then you get tired. The other team's getting line changes. You end up icing it. The same group's got to stay out there, and you can see now you got a self-perpetuating issue going on. One of the other issues we had tonight too is the forwards turned over. It was 2 goals in a critical part of the game, where we turned them over at the blue line and allowed line rushes back, odd man situations coming into our zone. And, so we'll be on the forwards about that, making sure, I don't mind them trying to make plays, but not, low percentage plays.
Giving up 4 goals in the second is a particularly hard loss. What's your message to the players in the locker room to keep them on the up and up?
Well, yeah, that's a good question, because we don't want them feeling too bad about themselves. We played 2 top 20 teams this weekend, and we split. We didn't look out of place until we got a little tired. We scored 4 goals. That's a lot of goals. That's usually enough to win a game with the goaltending we have. As I told them, we have plenty of encouraging things right now. Plenty. Now, we have a lot of work to do yet still to be the team we want to be. And there's no such thing as like, okay, we'll start here and we're going to, we're going to go, we're going to dip, we're going to go, we're going to, as long as we just kind of over time keep trending upwards. And I can see that. Then, we're going to get the 4 forwards that are out injured. Sometime they're going to come back. And I don't think any of them are long term. I would expect Corny maybe next weekend, if not the weekend after, when we start league play. We should get Ergang back maybe next weekend, if not for St. Thomas. And then obviously Nardekius, I think it's a head injury, so he's into the protocol right now. So we're looking at a few weeks for him. But these guys will come back. So once we, as we start filtering these guys back in, we keep working on the things we need to. Between playing a good Miami team, a good Tech team, and a good Western team, I've seen a lot of positive, and I think there's a lot to take from that.
Out there on the ice tonight.
Yeah, like Connor said, a lot of good stuff, stuff to improve on, stuff to build on. Got to put this one past us. Got to learn from the second period. Play a full 60-minute game. This league's tough, and that's a good opponent we had, but we show how good we are too when we're up there like that. But can't give up that lead like that.
So a couple really tough teams here that you guys played to start this season. How is that going to affect you guys going forward as you continue on?
Yeah, I'll continue on the build aspect going into next week, and see what we did against Michigan Tech, another top 20 team. We're a special team here and continue to prove people wrong. I know Western was ranked 12th in the nation. Before this week they were 18th, I think, but nonetheless, that's a good hockey team, and we can give it to them. We just got to do it for a full 60.
Going against two top teams, like you were saying, does this give you more confidence despite the loss? Does it show more grit of the team? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I keep saying build, but I think that's big for our program, and big to bring back what we had before in previous years. We just got to learn and keep going, move one foot after the other, and forget about it.